Hey Tom, how's it going, man?
Great. How you doing, Carlos?
Good. Congratulations on that first contract. Oh my God, that was so fast, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it was good. So you guys were very helpful. So it helped a lot. So
Awesome, man. So I wanted to talk to you about that contract. You were telling me a little bit of, I mean, in our chat conversation that a little bit of what you wanted to do with that contract. Can you tell me more? What is the goal? What are you guys analyzing on that contract?
so right now the goal is a quick dispo, just wholesaling it out.
Mm-hmm.
But we are analyzing the deal to see if there's a financial advantage of us just keeping the property and technically wholetailing it out. So we're going to close on it regardless at this point. And then we're just trying to figure out if it's something that we're going to end up investing some more money into it, putting it on the market and doing the process that way.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really kind of looking at how much excitement is around the property with our
Mm-hmm.
cash buyers and with some of our other connections. And if there is enough excitement and enough traction and we can move it really quick, then we'll do that. If not, then we have a separate, plan of just kind of taking on the property, doing a couple of easy renovations on it, and then throwing it on the market.
Man, that's amazing. You guys have some good exit strategies there. So you guys have options once you lock in a deal. So that's amazing, man. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And can you tell me more about the experience? How did it happen? You guys receive a few number of leads like really fast. You guys are live since when? Last week?
Yeah, about 10 days ago. Yeah.
About
So
10 days ago.
so just over a week. But yeah, we got a bunch of leads came in. We're really quick to contact the lead. So when we get a lead in, on an email from you guys and into the CRM, we really don't wait. We know that you guys are reaching out. We know that you guys are contacting them via Messenger, stuff like that on your end. But we also will contact them as soon as we get it. So literally within minutes, we're picking up the phone ourselves, reaching out to the client, talking to them, trying to figure out their desires, their urgency, their motivation, and just their situation, where they're at. So this client here, he was a little, I don't want to say standoffish, but you could tell he was a little bit like he didn't want to open up at first. So ended up finding out, he was obviously in a financial hardship. So I was probably more embarrassed to talk about it, which is completely understandable. There's a lot of people that just don't want to discuss their issues, so we slow played him a little bit. We gave him a little distance. We talked to him, basically made a good connection with the guy relationship wise, kind of grew that relationship with him over a couple-day period. He still wasn't initially like, hey, calling us back right away or answering right away. He was avoiding it a little bit. So we gave him a space, and then he eventually reached back out, like we had hoped he would. And we got on the phone with him and his wife, and we're just very honest with him. We said, hey, this is we know where you're at. We're able to pull the information and find out the situation. And we gave him multiple different options of how we can help him, and he took the one that was most beneficial to him and worked the best for him. And we made them comfortable. We just made them feel good throughout the whole process. And still to today, we made the deal 2 days ago. Today, we talked to him this morning. We're heading out there tomorrow to meet up with them, take some more pictures of the property, take some videos, and go through that whole thing. But they've been very, very good to work with. So, but it took a little nurturing, and that's what you deal with a lot of times with some of these clients.
But the motivation was there, basically.
Your motivation was there. They had to do it. They weren't happy about it, but they were smart enough to know that, this was their best decision for them financially for the future. So.
Love it, man. Congratulations again. That's huge. And man, you answered all my questions before I even asked. Do you feel like there's something else that you would like to add about that specific conversation, situation, contract, Like something that comes to mind?
No, not specifically. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I try to tell my team is um, everybody's in a different situation that we reach out, that we talk to, these clients, and you never really know what they're going through. And it's really kind of trying to understand their position and being in their shoes and trying to talk to them through it and being understanding and having compassion towards the whole deal. Because a lot of times people are just in a bad spot and they're not happy about having to go through these things. It's not like, hey, I inherited a house, I'm making a ton of money. It's not always that, that case. So you have to take it case by case and really kind of just, be a person, just personal with people and just understand that we're all human, and work together, the best we can. So, it's just one of those where it's just like, learning how to talk to people, learning how to work with people, and getting the process done, because you're gonna make a lot more deals that way than being just cold and like, this is what it is, move along.
Love it. And you guys did all of this over this nurturing process over the phone? Love it.
Yeah, all over the phone. We did send a few text messages just checking in. Hey, how you doing today? Just making sure everything's good. We had gotten some little tidbits about what was going on in their life, during these conversations. So it wasn't always, hey, are you ready to sell? Are you ready to sell? Are you ready to sell? It's, hey, and I'm just paraphrasing here because this isn't actually the conversation, but it was, hey, you had said something was going on with your daughter, everything good today, blah, blah, blah. And it's bringing that personal level into it and not just focusing on, hey, I want your house.
Love it.
So.
Love it, man. And could you elaborate a little bit, only if possible, on the options that you guys offered to him? You said that you went through multiple options.
Yeah, so we offered him basically different exit strategies, 30, 60, 90-day closings. So we basically said, in 30 days, we can get you a cash offer here, 60 days, 90 days here. We offered him, say, hey, if you need some financial, if you need cash up front, you need to stay in the house for a little longer, we can work on it where we can close on it. You can still stay there. We're going to hold back some money on escrow. There were multiple different options that we kind of did. We knew that they couldn't own or finance because we knew that they were in a financial bind. So we didn't offer them that, but it's something that we would have, at that point, just to kind of work with them. But for this one, it was the traditional, hey, 30 days, we can get you out here, 60, 90 days. This one actually ended up being a quicker one. I think it was like 3 weeks for a closing. They needed to make the deal fast. So it worked for us, and it worked for them. So it was good. But yeah, that's what we offered them, the 30, 60, 90, plan.
Love it. And one last question about that deal. If you guys decide to keep it, what would you guys would be looking at in terms of like potential profit? And if you guys decide to wholesale it to these cash buyers, what would you be looking at?
So if we wholesale it, right now it's looking around that 20 to 25,000, number. Could be just a little bit more maybe, but not by much. We'll just say safely 25,000. And if we keep it and flip it and stuff like that, there's probably 60 to 70,000 potential in profit. So it's close enough where we're kind of going, well, if we just get out quickly, that's a good solid number. Or we stick with it for 3 to 4 months and we double the profit, but then we have time and effort put into something that we could focus on. So
something else
close enough where we really have to analyze it, say, what, maybe the 25 grand is more than enough. And then we move on to the next one. If there was 100,000 at the end game and 25 at the beginning, it's kind of a no-brainer to us. We keep it. We would take the bigger profit at the end of the day. But being kind of almost at that 50%, number, we're going to lean towards wholesaling it at that point.
Love it, man. A couple more questions about your general experience, real quick.
Yeah.
First is how were you guys? I mean, at what point in your company were you guys in when you guys went live with us 10 days ago? That's the first one. So if you can share with me,
yeah,
what were
so
you?
I will say that the current company was in its infancy stages right
Mhm.
when we went live with you guys. So our acquisition team and our disposition team had only been in the industry for about 3 weeks.
Mm.
Now, the owner and myself have been in this industry for a lot longer. So we were able to, coach them and get them through it, but they did the deals. They took care of it themselves
Nice.
and all that. So definitely the business itself, that current business we're in right now, the company is very, very new, 2 months old.
Love it. And how you guys see yourself now? Do you guys feel like this is getting off the ground?
Yes. Yeah. We see the good thing that we did was in the first, I would say, 45 days was we even did a couple deals that we knew weren't going to work, but we let the guys go through the process and learn the process, and all that. And we didn't really make any money on them. They were deals that we just kind of like, hey, that's a wash. Even if we got under contract, which we didn't, but we went through the entire process with them. And now we positioned ourselves to gain this traction that we just started to see over the last 10 days, 7 days, to expand quickly. But we were fortunate enough to spend those first, 45 days as a learning curve and kind of like a classroom to say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. Let's test it. Let's see what works, and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I think that over the next, handful of months, the traction is just going to build and it's going to expand quickly. So
Love it. What would you say to someone on the fence of doing this type of program with Hesel Media?
I would say that, that's a really good question. Trust the process. Don't panic. It's going to take time to work, and all that. And if you were playing poker, it's slow playing the system, just going through everything and trying to understand the people and the scenarios and all that. And but really kind of trust the system. It does work. It just takes time, and it's not a sprint; it's a marathon.
Love it. Love it, man. Thank you very much for giving me more details on the contracts and also on your overall experience, and looking forward to having more success calls coming in.
Definitely.
Definitely. Let's crush this. Okay.
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt. Thanks, Carlos.
Awesome, man.